y'all, what's up? I'm Victoria. Welcome back to Super Geek. Today I have a what sold video for you. Don't come at me, I am way behind on my what sold videos, but I think these videos are so important. I love watching other people's what sold videos to find out what they're picking up to resell, what it's selling for them, so that when I'm outsourcing, I know what to be looking for. So I do think that even though I'm a little bit behind, that these items are still relevant. We're gonna be talking about March of 2023, and all of these items, if I sold them today, which is June 2nd, I definitely think that they would still be worth picking up. So even though I'm behind, I'm going to share with you what's been selling for me. March was a great month for me as far as reselling. I always love to tell you what my average sale price is because I'm usually trying to stay around between $53 and $55 average sale price. Luckily in March, my average sale price bumped up to $59.13. So that was up from February, very exciting. My average cost of goods, that's the amount that I paid per item that sold, was $6.64. So that is definitely where I want to be, and I'm really happy about it. I'm not going to tell you all my sales because that would be a really boring video, but we're just going to go over some of them. First of all, I'm going to talk about the premium Levi's. I've talked about them before. I don't pick up paper tag Levi's. That is the brand tag on the back of the jeans, unless they're vintage. Otherwise, I'm gonna pass on them. They're sometimes sold at Walmart or Kohl's, and they just don't retail for a lot, so they're not gonna resell for a lot. But the premium denim, you will notice that they have a leather patch on the back, and then they usually have a tag in the interior that says that they are premium Levi's, which means they're made of better quality material and they resell for a higher amount. So the first pair are these Levi's Premium 720s. They are high-rise, super skinny, and I had them listed for $65, but they sold for $50, and I do send out automatic offers on Poshmark. So I use something called Posher VA. If you're interested in checking it out, there is a link in the description below. You'll get a discount if you try it. I love it. It shares my closet for me. I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to wait around to see if that captcha comes out. I don't have to scroll on my phone. I don't even think about it. It shares my closet every 2 hours automatically. So even while I'm sleeping. And then it also, I have it set up to send out offers on any item that someone likes in my Poshmark closet. And it'll send out a 20% off offer with a shipping discount. So I pay $2.02 of the shipping for them, and they also get 20% off. Now I build that into my price. So even though I priced these Levi's at $65, I knew they would probably sell for a little less, and I'm fine with that. And so they did sell on offer for $50. This was not an offer I sent out though through Posher VA. This was actually sent to me by the buyer. I had sourced them for $6.46. Fees were $10 on Poshmark and no shipping discount, so I made $33.54. And then another pair that sold in March were these Levi's Wedgie straights. The Wedgies are still one of the most popular styles of Levi's, even in the paper tag Levi's, but I prefer the premium. Like I said, you're gonna get more money for them. So these sold in 52 days, so a little under 2 months. And they sold for $52. I had paid $6.78 for them at the thrift store. Fees were $10.40 on Poshmark. I did send an offer through Posher VA on these, so there was a shipping discount of $2.02, and I made $32.80. And also with Posher VA, I also don't have to think about that. It automatically does it for me. I know Poshmark has a feature where you can go through and select your items and send out mass offers, but I don't even have to do that. Automatically, if someone likes it, they're gonna get a 20% off offer from me, and I don't even have to think or touch or do anything. And a lot of my sales come from offers. So let's talk about formal dresses. I do like to pick up formal dresses. I'm gonna talk about bridesmaid dresses, but first I'm gonna talk about some items that I paid up for. So you may have seen a video, if you haven't seen it, I'll link it above, where I purchased some items from a liquidation store here in Mississippi called Dirt Cheap. And then they have the mother stores called Treasure Hunt. But this first batch was purchased at Dirt Cheap, and I paid $40 an item. This was a Nordstrom buyout. So they had liquidated Nordstrom, and apparently they're gonna continue to get these buyouts. So the first item I'm going to share with you is this Chiara Boni dress. I had paid $41 for it with tax. It sold in 15 days. Chiara Boni is a designer. It was not new with tags, although it is new because it is liquidation, but you know, could have been a return, could have been somebody tried it on and the tags got removed. Anyway, it didn't have tags, but it did sell in 15 days for $200. I paid $41, fees were $40, and so I made $119. So I do like to pay up for things sometimes if I'm gonna get the right amount returned on me, because it's all about your return on investment. The next item that I had paid $41 for was this MacDougal dress. This sold on eBay and it sold in 7 days. I actually purchased a second one of these when my girl Jessie from Gorgeous was in town, and I paid $30 for that one, and that one just sold too. So you'll see that in a future What Sold video, but this one sold in 7 days on eBay. I believe it was an international sale. I sold it for $20. I sold it for $200. Fees were $26.54. Shipping on eBay was $13.42. And so again, I made $119, this time 4 cents. So again, I enjoy paying up for things if I'm going to get a nice return on my investment. It is totally worth it to me to put that money out. And you'll see in future What Sold videos after this one that more items sold from that buyout from Nordstrom. Okay, a really, really exciting sale over on eBay. I have been bragging about this sale. So I was in America's Thrift Store in Biloxi, where I live, and I found this handbag. I'm really bad about going through the handbags a lot, but I found this Tiffany & Company leather purse. I felt the leather, it felt really wonderful. And the chain on the bag was super heavy. And also the hardware on it was really like heavyweight. So I thought this is something. Picked it up and there were 3 rivets at the bottom. And on it, it said Tiffany & Company. And I thought, Tiffany & Company, okay. I know Tiffany & Company makes lampshades and jewelry, but I did not know they made handbags. So I learned something. And I paid $2.48 for this bag at the thrift store. It sold on eBay for $487.45. Fees were $66.84 on eBay, and I paid $12.79 in shipping because it was heavy. So I made $405.34. So one of those really rare like unicorn moments, but really excited to find that. And another unicorn piece that sold on eBay, this is a Charlie Chaplin 1970 sweater. Apparently this sweater is super sought after. It was featured in a lot of teeny bopper magazines in the 70s, including 17 magazine. I had no idea. And I just saw it and I love novelty prints. I love vintage. I was actually in New Orleans with my girlfriends. I think they thought I was a little silly for picking it up because it is weird looking. But I just had this feeling about it, and so I grabbed it. It sold in 1 day, y'all, on eBay, and it sold for $76.75. I had paid $3.59 at Salvation Army in New Orleans on half off day. Fees were $10.54 on eBay, and shipping was $6.60, so I made $56.02. So if you see Charlie Chaplin, grab him if he's at a good price, which I'm sure he will, because who's gonna know? Okay, back to formal dresses like I was talking about. I'm gonna share with you some formal dresses because I really like picking up these type of dresses. Now they do sometimes sit longer, so just know that. But if you have the storage and the ability to do it, then do it, because usually you're gonna get a really good return on investment. And I'm not really a fast flipper. I'm like a slow dime kind of girl, and my business model is I source less and I source higher priced items because I don't have to list as many items as maybe my friends who go to the bins and are selling things for $20, $25 on average. And it's fine if that's your business model. That's just not mine. I need extra time to be available for my kiddos and for their school activities. I mean, that's the whole point of me being a reseller, is to have that flexibility. And so for me, I try to gear myself towards finding these items that are gonna bring me top dollar. And so usually I'm gonna get $50 and above for bridesmaids dresses or formal dresses. So that's why I enjoy picking them up. First is a vintage dress. This is actually a 90s Maury Lee dress. Maury Lee you'll see a lot in the formal dress section in the thrift store. This was given to me by my neighbor. She was moving from one house to the other in my neighborhood, and it's so important to tell people what you do. For example, during the pandemic when we were all shut down, I sent out an email to my neighborhood email to all my neighbors saying, hey, now that everybody's at home, if you're cleaning out your closets and everything and you're making bags to donate, consider donating them to me, or I can buy them from you. I'm a reseller, and I got so many donations. None of my neighbors would let me pay them anything for them. So anyway, that's how my neighbor knew that I resold, and she found this dress in her closet from the 90s, still had tags on it, which means it's dead stock. Never worn, and she gave it to me. It did take 267 days to sell, but it sold for $60. I paid nothing for it. Fees were $12. A shipping discount went out with Posture VA of $202, and so I made $45.98 on a dress I paid nothing for and was just given to me. This one is a ModCloth dress. I love selling ModCloth. If you've been here a while, you know that. But this was a chiffon ruffle dress. I've sold this in many colors, in many sizes, and so this was just one of my inventory. I still have, I think, 1 or 2 of them left. This one did take a long time to sell. It took 1,128 days, but again, I have an expectation that may happen. It sold for $75. I had paid $12 for it. Fees were $15. Shipping discount was $202 on Poshmark, and so I came home with $45.98. And then this is a Jenny U. I talk a lot about Jenny U. It's a brand I love to sell as far as formals and bridesmaid dresses. This one sold on Poshmark for $99. I had sourced it from a thrift store for $7.92. Fees were $19.80. Again, Posture VA sent out an offer, so discount shipping was $202, and I made $69.26. Definitely think that bridesmaid formal dresses are totally worth it, even if they sit a little bit. So let's talk a little bit about vintage. I saw this really cool vintage 80s dress on Mercari. I know my friends giggle at me when I pick out these wild dresses, but it was taffeta and velvet, and I just thought it was so cute. It had a little rosette on it. I picked it up in New Orleans when I was there thrifting with my girls, Alicia and Tanya, and it sold in 2 days on Mercari for $85. That was my full asking price. Sourced it for $8.33 at the thrift store in New Orleans. Fees were $11.47 on Mercari. Shipping, I do free shipping on Mercari, so it was $6.44. And so I made $58.76 on that. And then a sale from eBay. This is a vintage 60s mod dress. It was in this cool damask print. It was pink. It sold in 62 days on eBay for $63.75. I sourced it for $6.91 at the thrift store in New Orleans. Fees were $10.15. Shipping was $6.60, and I made $40.09. Okay, let's talk about Free People for a minute. I know that a lot of people say they're not picking up Free People anymore. It's oversaturated. I am a lot more picky about the styles of Free People that I'm picking up, more so than I used to be, but I want to show you that it is still selling. This is a Free People lavender crop denim jacket. I thought it was super cute, especially in the lavender color. I'm a sucker for pastels. It sold on Poshmark for $52. I paid $5.09 at the thrift store. Fees were $10.40. A shipping discount was sent out by Posture VA for $2.02, and so I took home $34.49. This is just a simple Free People black denim skirt. It sold for $30 on Poshmark. I paid $4.25. Fees were $6, and no shipping discount sent on that. I believe the buyer sent me an offer, so I made $19.75. So some Free People will still sell, and you just kind of have to look up different styles. But if you think it's cute, I'd say try it. So this is a sale that gave me a little bit of trouble, and I'll explain it. But this is an Escada tweed blazer. I thought it was so pretty, and I love Escada. Escada sells really well as far as designer brands, whether it's vintage or modern. So I'm usually gonna pick it up if I find it, especially in the blazers. This one sold in 96 days on eBay. Now, It actually sold before this, but I don't do returns on eBay. I'm actually changing that, but at the time, I didn't accept returns at all on eBay. The buyer reached out to me after she purchased it and said, uh-oh, I didn't realize this was German sizing, even though it says it in the title, in the description, and in the item specifics. But she still purchased it. And I said, okay, if you get it and it doesn't work, I will accept a return if you're willing to send it back to me. And also, I'm not going to refund your original shipping. She said that was totally fine and she appreciated it. She got it. It was too big. She did send it back to me in the same condition that she received it right away. So there was no delay. So I credited her back the amount she paid for it. And then it ended up selling again for $136.75, which was more than I sold it for before. I had sourced it for $6.77 at the thrift store. Fees were $18.04, and then shipping, because I shipped it twice, was $19.79 for both orders. So I made $92.15. So I actually made more money, even though I accepted the return, than I would have in the first place. So it's a win-win, and I'm glad I was a nice person and accepted it back. And maybe she'll come back and shop with me again. Okay, another brand I'm going to talk about that I'm not picking up as much anymore, but I have raved about, they're one of my bread and butter brands, is Eliza J. I am very picky with the styles I pick up now, but usually the styles I do pick up do really well. So the first one is this Eliza J metallic striped satin dress. It was cute little A-line silhouette. It sold in Poshmark for $52. I had paid $8.28 at the thrift store. Fees were $10.40 and a shipping discount of $2.02 meant that I made $31.30. And then this dress I really loved. It was a linen dress in this beautiful blue and green floral. It was that thick linen, like almost like a bark cloth from the 50s. Very vintage inspired, cut to the dress also. And it sold in 83 days on Poshmark for $52 again. I paid $5.50 for that one at a thrift store in Jackson, Mississippi, and fees were $10.40, shipping discount was $2.02, so I made $34.08 on that one. So I'll still be picking up Eliza J, but I'm just pickier about the styles. Another item that was sort of telling people what I do is I did purchase from a coworker of my husband's, reached out to him and said, hey, I'm cleaning out this wealthy couple's house. The wife has put together some bags that she wants me to donate. I'd be willing to sell them to your wife if she wants to take them for her business. And so I went through the bags. I found about 6 pieces that I wanted to resell that I thought had value. And so I offered to pay him $5 a piece, which is thrift store prices or a little less. And he was really excited about that because this was free inventory to him. And one of them was this Betsy and Adam illusion dress. Now, I think this brand is sold at Nordstrom and other department stores. It's not like a super high-end brand, but it is a nice little cocktail dress. It had the mesh in the front and a cutout in the back. It sold on Poshmark for $95. Of course, I had paid the $5 and fees were $19. That was my full asking price for the dress. And so I made $71 on that dress. So definitely tell people what you do, because it can benefit you so much. Okay, a brand, this is a first time brand for me to find. I've been hoping to find this brand. It's Tula Rosa. I found it in New Orleans. It was a white dress. It reminds me a lot of the basic Lily Pulitzer dresses. So I knew it would do well. It could even be used for a bridal shower or something like that. So it sold in 4 days on Poshmark, really fast, on offer. From the buyer for $50, and I paid $3.59 at Salvation Army in New Orleans on half off day, and fees were $10 on Poshmark, so I took home $36.41. So I was really happy to try out Tula Rosa. Glad that it sold super fast in 4 days and that I made a nice profit. All right, now let's talk a little bit about bread and butter. Bread and butter for me can be a lot of things, but one of those is Spanx. Spanx is a brand that I still love to pick up most every style, whether it's denim or leggings. They seem to do really well, at least in my case. So here's some examples. This is a Spanx Look at Me Now seamless leggings. They sold in 3 days on Poshmark for $36. I had paid $8.33 at the thrift store. That's my average cost of goods for the whole shopping trip. Fees were $7.20 and there was a shipping discount of $2.02, so I made $18.45. And the leggings you won't get as much as you will for the denim, but I did sell a pair of denim Spanx. This was the Slim X Skinny Shaping Super Skinny Jeans. That's the actual name, in a dark wash. They sold on Poshmark in 92 days for $38. I paid $6.77 at the thrift store. Fees were $7.60 and I made $23.63. And that was a little lower of an offer than I normally take on Spanx, but depending on the week and how many sales I have coming through, I'll be a little more lenient on how much I take on offer. So it was probably just one of those weeks that I wanted to hit a certain threshold of sales, and so I needed some even lower price sales to push me over. So the brands Vince and Theory, they're basically on the same level for me, but I'm very picky about what I get for both of them. I pick up Theory more than I do for Vince. Theory is a lot more sleek and sophisticated, and Vince is a little more casual. So this is a Theory jacket. This is a tweed blazer, and I found this in New Orleans again. It sold in 9 days on Poshmark for $68. That was an offer through Posher VA. I had sourced it for $8.33 at the thrift store. Fees were $13.60 and a $2.02 shipping discount was given, so I made $44.05. So definitely Theory blazers. I at least look up the comps on those to see how much they're selling for. Vince, this was a chenille sweater. I love chenille. Chenille was really popular in the 90s, but it also had balloon sleeves at the bottom. So I thought it was a really cute style and a pretty baby blue, so I decided to get it. It sold in 58 days on Poshmark for $30. I had paid $7.73. Fees were $6 and I made $16.27. So not a huge sale, but definitely bread and butter. And I will continue to pick up Theory and Vince if it's worth it. So I think that's all the sales I'm going to share with you today. This video is long enough and I need to get to editing so I can get it up for you. Don't worry, I still have April and May what sold videos coming out. Again, I think it's still worth it to make these videos even if they're a little late, because like I said, these items probably would still sell right now. And saying that, thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments how your sales are going. My kids start summer camp on Monday and I'm so excited because that means I can get back on a regular schedule of working and I will have more time to devote to my reselling business. I've been really working on my death pile. It is really dwindling, which I'm really excited about, but my office is a hot mess right now because I try to inventory as I'm listing. So anyway, it's just... I'm getting through it, and I hope you guys are all having a great start to your summer. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Like the video on the way out so that it gets seen by other people, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.